Alright, so we're back with I'm trying to answer right now a few of you. You talked about worshiping God and what's the point of testing us, God testing us, if God knows the outcome of things. And hell, a permanent torture, state of eternal suffering, while our babies dying. So I answer why it does, if God answers all, also I'm going to touch on if God answers all prayer. Hopefully I can finish within this video. But the point of this test in this life, and actually God does tell us in the Quran, I know you want us to also explain on these things, but God does talk about in meaning in the Quran that to test among themselves which one is the best, okay, in understanding, the best in, like for example, you're given a message and you truly believe in it, you're truly fond of this thing and you truly believe, you've proven to yourself this is God, and God's asking you to do things and you are really doing the best, and you're asking, why should I do my best when God already knows the outcome? Well, God knows the outcome because He's almighty and all wise. He knows everything, right? But that doesn't mean we don't work for things. We don't do it. We're not tested. We're not, you know what I mean? We can't just say in Surah, I think is Surah Al-Ankabut. I'll read it. Alif Lam Mim. It says, do people think that they will be left alone because they say we believe and will not be tested? And we indeed tested those who were before them, and Allah will certainly make it known, okay, the truth of those who are true, and will certainly make it known the falsehood of those who are liars, okay? Although Allah knows all that before putting them to test. Or think those who do evil deeds that they can outstrip us, okay? Evil is that they judge. Whoever hopes for the meeting with Allah and Allah's term is surely known, is surely coming, and He is all hear and all knower. And whoever strives only for himself. Verily Allah stands in no need of any of the Alameen. Okay? So Allah's testing. We can't just say we believe. Allah's still testing us, okay? And this test is amazing because it's part of this life, right? Things that you do or you struggle with, and you always have to, you always question, this person's bad and he's still getting the best, his life is so good. And then Allah says in the Quran, these people will be left thinking that what they do, right, because they're so not sincere in their hearts, they will be left because and they'll think that what they do is good, and they'll mislead them even more. Look at Job alayhi salam, like Job, right, the prophet Job in the Bible too. How he got tested. He believed in God, but he lost his sons, his property, his family died, this and that, and he was all patient all the time because he knew, okay, that God is testing me. Okay, we're created in this life. We are the only ones who have the ability to choose. Okay, we have this innate feeling that God exists, and even when we testify, we agree to God that exists, and we submit to God's still testing us because we still have that, that choice. I can do it or I cannot do it. Okay. So that's pretty much the point of the tests, and God knows the outcome. Of course, He's the Almighty, all-wise. If let's for example, you say, I'm gonna change my mind right now, all right? Well, still out of the might, God sees everything at the same time. He sees you at your birth, at your marriage, at your death, at all the points, and He knows all your outcome. You're gonna change your mind. You're gonna turn left. You're gonna turn right. You're trying to fool. Oh, I'm gonna go. Does God know if I move forward and then I move 2 steps backward? He knows He's gonna change my mind. Yes, He knows He's gonna change your mind. He knows everything. Okay. You don't know. You don't know that outcome. He knows because He's almighty. He created everything. He sees everything. Time doesn't affect Him. He does. He can tell everything. So, what's the point of testing us? What's the point? See, we're tested, and the outcome is that matter. For example, you also said, why do innocent people die, right? So, for example, innocent people like babies, and what I mean. Babies automatically, that's out of the question because they're all going to heaven. So it doesn't matter what they're not actually because they don't understand yet, they don't think it that way, and they don't experience that kind of things, right? So they're automatically given heaven if they die or anything like that. Okay, their parents are tested with the babies dying. Okay, parents already understand. Maybe they acquired faith, maybe not, maybe that can lead them, maybe not. You have on one side the poor people and the people who are suffering, and one side the people who are good and the people who are having everything. The poor people can be tested with, atrocities and all these calamities, right? If they have patience and say, Alhamdulillah, no matter what, I still have my eyes, my sight, I can walk, I'm okay, I'm healthy, or whatever blessings they count and they're thankful, that's huge because even those things are huge. Some people don't even have that. So if they have that patience and that thankfulness, they will get the reward of paradise. They will get the pleasure of God. Okay, so they're tested with that. with their patience, and they have the patience, they will be rewarded. The rich people, the ones who are in leadership, the ones who are up there, they're tested with that. They're given everything. What are they gonna do with it? Are they gonna spend it, for example, to help the people who need it? That's their test. These tests are, the patient. These tests are, they are in charge. They are in leadership. Are they gonna do something with it and help these people? So on both sides of the balance, people are tested. Okay, you're given everything, and you do whatever you want with it. You have the choice. The decree of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, for example, a seed of a plant or something, right? It's decreed for it, and Allah knows that it will grow into becoming, this plant. But if you put it in the ground, right? But if you don't work and you don't, work for it to put water in it and land and take care of it, it will not grow, even though it's decreed for it to grow, right? You're not working towards it. You're not, doing it. You're choosing not to do anything. Okay, so you see, you have to understand the test in terms of God sees everything and knows everything. But it's up to us whether we do things or not. Do we understand things or not? See, no one's really telling you. You are choosing to do this research. You are choosing to look, to this video, to listen to me. You're choosing that. You would, you could be right now in a bar somewhere. You know what I mean? Just like wasting your time or something, or like seeking something else. But no, you're seeking truth, right? So this is your choice, and you're tested. You ended up in a place, but you prayed and you feel like you're let down. You feel like your prayer is not answered, and that's your test right there. God's trying to test you. Is this lady really sincere? Is she really, really seeking me, or she's really seeking some kind of escape, or she feels better? No. So He's testing you. God's testing you now to see. Okay, you know what? This lady is actually, the sister is actually seeking the truth, and you know what? There's gonna be some walls and some bumps in the road, but she keeps going and she keeps coming on this YouTube. She keeps asking questions, and her heart is open, and she wants to get there. So that's the point of testing God, and God knows everything. He knows the outcome, everything, because time does not affect Him. Our knowledge doesn't affect Him. He has knowledge over everything. So everything is out of His immense, will, and out of His immense wisdom, and we have to be patient with whatever tests come to us, whatever calamities and trust, whether it's good or bad. A test can be good or bad. You can be tested with a lot of money or with no money, with a lot of health or no health. Are you happy? Are you thankful to God for whatever little you have? And that's, I think, a huge, very important thing that we have to understand and really, make sense of. That we should really know that God does answer our prayer. God does see what's in our hearts if our prayers are sincere, though. So we have to, I guess our question and your question should be not whether God answers all prayers, is whether all prayers are sincere. And I'll repeat that again. It's not whether God answers all prayers, but whether all prayers are sincere to God. And even if a prayer is sincere, a person might ask for something that they think is good for them, but again, out of the immense knowledge of God, maybe God thinks that that's not good for them. And it says in the Quran, sometimes you think that something is good for you, but God knows that it's not good for you. So God gives us only what is good for us. How many times in your life you wanted to take an outcome and go do something, and it didn't work out, and you thought it was the best thing for you, and then 5-6 years down the road you look back at it and you're like, you know what, that was probably not the best thing for me to do, and wow, look how things work out, that I actually took the the right way. So I hope really I'm kind of like answering your question, and I will talk really brief in one of my next videos about the hellfire, permanent torture state, eternal suffering, who is it for and how. Okay, so hopefully, inshallah, this helped you out. If not, please mail me, and please let me know.